In this example 2, what we're going to do is multiply the 3/4 fraction with the 2/5 fraction. So to multiply the 3/4 fraction, we're going to do 3/4 along the bottom here. Oops, sorry, that's going to be along the vertical. So the 3/4 along the vertical here, that represents 3/4. And along the bottom here is going to be our 2/5. So there's our 2/5. So when we multiply this together, we're going to get, I'm just going to maybe highlight this out. We're going to get this area in here, our length and width. And that length and width we can write as our fraction. So the number of parts that make up the numerator, okay, that's going to be 3 groups of 2. So there's 6 pieces here. So we have 6 parts that make up the numerator. And this, if we remember our times on top divide on bottom, if we keep the times of 3 and 2 together, that's going to give us the 6 pieces that make up the numerator. For the next part, it says how many parts make up the whole or the denominator. Well, the denominator is going to be made by this whole part here. If I count up the number of pieces that make that up, it's going to be 20. If I try to keep the idea of top is times, bottom is divide, remember that's our big idea here. And if I keep my divides together on the bottom, 4 groups of 5, or 4 times 5, gives me the 20 pieces that make up the denominator. So when I write my answer here, the number of parts that make up the part is 6. The number of parts that make up the whole are 20. So the answer is 6 over 20, which we can reduce to 3 over 10. And this starts us getting us towards this rule that we could use. We can do top times top, bottom times bottom, when we multiply fractions. And when we do it in a grid like this, we can see exactly how we get those parts. For this last part, use that same link, and you're going to show the multiplication of 1/2 times 1/4. Okay, show the result in the square that I provided for you, and show how we can get the top times top, bottom times bottom, and how those parts are generated when we combine those fractions together. And we're going to do it, there's going to do 3 examples, so you have to change the fraction yourself. So 1/2 times 1/4, 1/6 times 2/5, and 2/5 times 2/3. And the rule that we're going to come up with is, we're going to come up with the rule of, to keep the times on top, we do top times top. And to keep the divide on the bottom, we're going to do bottom times bottom. This is how we're going to multiply fractions.